Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Sarah. This is the start of a reading vlog for the Historical Romance Readathon. Hello, it is Editing Sarah here, and I just wanted to come in to say that I am so sorry this video has been taking forever to come out. I realized the readathon that this vlog goes with has been over for almost 2 weeks, 3 weeks now, but I've been having a lot of issues with trying to edit it with my software and otherwise. This is the third attempt I am making to edit this video because my former software kept crashing and wasn't saving anything, and I would have to start from scratch, and I would just get super discouraged and annoyed and give up on it. So eventually it finally stopped working entirely with my computer, and I guess it was no longer compatible. I don't know, I'm not sure. Regardless, I did finally bite the bullet and I purchased a brand new editing software that has so far been working fine, so hopefully it's continuing to work that well, and this video is out for you guys to enjoy because I do have videos that I want to post after this one that are pretty much ready to go. So that's it. Again, I am sorry for the delay in this video, and I hope you guys enjoy it. It is currently Sunday, December 5th. The readathon starts tomorrow the 6th and goes through the 12th. So I have an ambitious TBR. I'm not going to get through all of these books. I already know I'm not. I will be happy to get through 2. I have 4 total. These are the books we're going to go into. I obviously have the group book, Lady Sophie's Christmas Wish. So the first book that I have that I picked out is A Rogue by Any Other Name by Sarah McLean. This is a book about a Marquess of Bourne, who was cast out of society with nothing but his title, and he partners into this big gambling hell. And in order to get his inheritance back, he marries our heroine, Lady Penelope Marbury. Now, Lady Penelope has had no luck with love. She had a broken engagement. She wants to have some fun in life. And of course, her new husband doesn't want her anywhere near his wicked world and the illicit underworld of London. He wants her nothing. He doesn't want her anywhere near. He wants to protect her from it, and she is not having that. So this sounds like it'll be a fun time. Oh, and I think these have step backs. They do have step backs. The next book I have for this readathon is Here in the Highlands by Suzanne Enoch. This one, it's our heroine, our female, who is the Scot, and our male is a British major and inherits a massive Scottish Highland title and estate of a distant relation. He has no desire to take over this estate, and our lady heroine, Fiona Blackstock, our Highlander, is not happy that he's taking it over. So this sounds like it'll be another. I love enemies to lovers romances. Then the last book that I have is one that I originally, a few months ago, when I was still in the mood, when I was coming back to doing videos, I was going to do a readathon. I had just finished watching Turn Washington Spies, and I wanted to do a readathon of romances set during the American Revolution. And this was one of the books. I read one of them, and then I started reading another one, and I kind of gave up and just gave up on the whole idea and scrapped it because things happened and it didn't get to it. But one of the books in that readathon I wanted to, not readathon, I'm sorry, reading vlog. This is a reading vlog. Readathon. That was not. This is that. They're vlogs. So the one book in that reading vlog was going to be The Tory Widow by Christine Blevins. So again, this takes place in New York City, 1775, and it's our heroine. She is a Tory widow, obviously. Her husband was a loyalist, and he owned a print shop or some sort of, he was printing stuff for the Tory propaganda, and when he passes away, she kind of takes over his shop. The Sons of Liberty come and ransack the shop, and she is again face to face with this guy that she knew when they were kids, and he's not the same guy that she grew up with. So now the shots at Lexington ring out and the revolution begins, and now she has to decide if she wants to get involved and do something about it and protect her own independence, or if she's going to sit back and just watch everything all hell break loose. So it's been a couple hours. My battery died and I don't have a backup, so I had to wait for my battery to charge, and so if the angle's off, the lighting's off, whatever. I don't remember what I was saying. I didn't go back and look at the clip, so I hope I wasn't in the middle of any kind of in the middle of a sentence. I have no idea. I don't remember. Anyway, these are the books I'm reading, including the group book. I think I mentioned that before. And yeah, so it is now almost 8 o'clock. I have to work tomorrow, and Tuesday I go in at 3 o'clock in the morning. That's like my regular Tuesday schedule. But I'm off, like I leave at work at 11 on Tuesday and I'm off Wednesday. So I should have plenty of time to hopefully read some things. I did plan to get a tree, a Christmas tree tonight. I did decorate. You can't really see it, but there's stuff. There's Christmas decorations. And the reason I'm not filling up in my room in front of my bookshelves is because I still have Halloween decorations up there. So it's like it's Halloween upstairs, but it's Christmas downstairs, and you know, whatever. But that's it for this update. I'm gonna go check my potatoes. Hopefully they're done and I can eat. And then I'm going to finish watching couple more YouTube videos and then try to read some more. So it is Monday, the first day of the Historical Romance Readathon. I know what I'm doing this week, I promise. I am just about 3 hours into the group book, Lady Sophie's Christmas Wish by Grace Burroughs. I read it on, I kind of started it, I cheated a little bit and started it yesterday. I had a 40-minute drive. So I read like over an hour and a half of it yesterday. So far, it's okay. It's nothing like spectacular. It's kind of meh so far. I've noticed that there's a lot of talk of the way his arm, I guess she's holding, there's an abandoned baby that they're trying to take care of together. And there was a moment, and it's toward the beginning, where he goes to like scoop up the baby from her arms and like brushes against her boob. And then there's like this moment where it's like became a whole thing. And I don't remember if it keeps happening or he keeps thinking about that moment when it happened. Because it's been brought up like 3 times so far and I'm only 3 hours in. I don't know. It's interesting. And his name is Vim, like V-I-M, which is different. Not bad, just different. Anyway, hey y'all. So it is Tuesday. It's just about 12:30. I just got home from work. I took a shower. That's why I always look like this in videos because, you know, whatever. I'm going to decorate my tree while I listen to more of Lady Sophie's Christmas Wish. I listened to a little bit of it today on my commute, and I just have to say that I just think it's really funny that they just chose to use the word derriere in order to talk about her butt. Like a lot of people would say behind. I mean, I understand ass is not like a nice proper, what are you doing? My dog is trying to squeeze into the couch. I think the cat. Excuse me. Before I do any of that, I did get my December book of the month today. And so I have been a book of the month member since 2017. On and off. I canceled it the last, I think the last one I got was maybe March or April of this year, and I didn't get any since then. This is the first box I've gotten since canceling it. I don't know. I was just kind of like, it was kind of like not in my budget, and then I decided, well, you know what? Like I can always just skip months. And then if I want a book, it'd be cheaper, honestly cheaper getting it through them than it is to just buy it brand new. So I figured it can't hurt. The only bummer of it was that I didn't get my BFF status back when I rejoined. I think I picked 2 books this month. I don't even remember what they were, and I just ordered them like a week, 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure. Anyway, so we're gonna do a little unboxing for you. Just say, don't expect me to remember what either of these books are about. Oh, okay. So the first book I picked was The Holiday Swap by Maggie Knox. One twin is a chef who is on a baking show and gets hit in the head and loses her sense of taste and smell, which is kind of important for a chef to have. Her sister is finally trying to hold her own life together back in their quaint mountain hometown while running the family's bakery and dealing with the breakup that just won't end. Only a few days toward Christmas, they decide to switch places. And then, of course, our heroes get involved and things get a little complicated. So I'm excited to read this one. I may do a holiday reading vlog because I have a lot of holiday books that I bought to read during Christmas and never read. I think last year? I think last year I did my Spookathon TBR during Christmas. And then the other one that I added on is a thriller. It's called A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. This is an author I have not heard of, and I don't even honestly remember what this was about. When Chloe Davis was 12, 16 girls went missing in her small Louisiana. My lights just went out. That's not good. What are you doing? Well, that was a adventure and a half. My dog walked behind the couch and knocked out the plug to the power strip and bent the prongs. So then I had to go find a new strip and figure that out. And then I had to get her other toy from under the couch because that's what she was trying to get this whole time. This was not the quick and simple update that it was supposed to be. Anyway, I was talking about A Flicker in the Dark by Stacy Willingham. This is a thriller that actually reminds me a lot of The Whisper Man, because we have our main character Stacy, who when she was a kid, 6 teenage girls went missing in her small town, and her father confessed to the crimes and then was put away for life. So now that she's an adult, she is a psychologist. Yes, psychologist getting ready for her wedding. Now all of a sudden girls are starting to go missing, and she's trying to figure out if she's just seeing parallels from her past, or if this is like, if she's gonna unravel a new mystery and catch a murderer. So it reminds me a lot of The Whisper Man, because that was like kind of the same concept. It's 20 some years later and people are going missing again. I thought that was young boys. This one is teenage girls, and it's, like I said, it's a similar idea, but I did enjoy The Whisper Man a great deal, so I figured I would give this one a try. I think this is her first, yeah, it's a debut novel. So those are my 2 book of the months, and then of course it always comes with your little bookmark that says, if you wish upon a star, you might read your TBR. And then this one actually comes with a little sticker, Seasons Readings, sending you love, joy, and of course books. And it has these cute little, little penguins and little gingerbread man. A little cute. I don't know what I'd use them for, but I do like them. And then we have our 2021 Book of the Year card with the finalists on the back, of which I have read none. But I do own People We Meet on Vacation. I think that was actually the last book of the month I got before I canceled, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, that was my mini unboxing. This has been an afternoon. I fell asleep for about 2 hours, literally right after I put that last clip of me talking about my book of the month. I laid down on the couch and took a nap for 2 hours before I did the whole tree thing. But I'm feeling much more refreshed now and awake. I'm about 5.5 hours into Lady Sophie's Christmas wish, and they keep using the word derriere, and I'm like, why? But I am kind of enjoying it so far. Kind of. It's kind of like at this point, it's like a 3.5 star. I mean, I still have a ways to go. I'm not even halfway through yet. There's still ways to go. And our hero, Vim, has just left Sophie and the baby, and I'm wondering if something's gonna happen to him. It is Wednesday. It's a little after 4 o'clock. Oh, hello. Update. I finished the group book, Lady Sophie's Christmas Wish, but it'll be up here or over there. I don't know. It'll be up here somewhere. I can't remember the author at the moment. I'm gonna give it 2.5. I'll round it up to 3 stars. It was okay. I don't know if it's just because my relationship with audiobooks has gotten weird lately, where I just don't fully pay attention to them and I miss things and I just don't get the full impact of the story, or what. But this one just felt like it was like boring. I think that's why I was maybe zoning out, because like there wasn't
a whole lot happening. Like the idea had me hooked. Having a snowed in with an abandoned baby, yes, please. But it wasn't. I guess it wasn't what I was looking for in a story that's like that. And yeah, so I was kind of zoning out. I mean, I zone out mostly with audiobooks anyway, but like this one I was zoning out. Like I would literally have it play and then be playing Pokemon or something else. Like I was just not interested, I guess, in the story. There was something else I wanted to say about it and it totally just left my mind. But yes, I'm giving it I rounded it up to 3 stars on Goodreads. But I did find an audiobook. They don't have the audiobook of my Suzanne Enoch book again. It's upstairs. I don't remember the title of it. I'm terrible. But I did find an audio of A Rogue by Any Other Name by Sarah McLean, and I started that. I'm about almost 3.5 hours into it, and this one I'm liking a lot more. So it's about our hero, almost a heroine. I meant to say hero. Our hero Bourne, Michael Bourne. So he gambles away his family's estate, and our heroine, Penelope, I think is her name. Her father somehow inherits it. I don't remember exactly how. Her father inherits it and puts it as part of her dowry. So Michael and Penelope were friends as children, and then he goes off to like boarding school, and they write letters back and forth. So the beginning of each chapter is them corresponding as they're when they're younger. So he's back now that he learns that his family's estate is part of her dowry, and he pretty much forces her in a way into marrying him. This is like all within like the beginning of the book, but she goes and wanders over because she doesn't realize that her father somehow obtained her friend's land, and so she goes and kind of takes a walk over there one night and runs into Michael, who likes to be called Bourne, who pretty much abducts her and purposely makes her look ruined. Like he rips her dress and they spend the night together, and it gets a little steamy. But before anything like really serious happens, he was like, "Now you're thoroughly ruined," and leaves. And I'm like, ooh. So she's like, what the hell? Like, this is not my friend that I used to know. So she's kind of like devastated. She's into him, but was like devastated that he's not the same guy that he used to be. And he's really just in it at the moment, it seems, just in it to get his inheritance back. So it's really interesting so far. I could see how people kind of see it's maybe a little bit problematic with the way he abducts her and kind of purposely ruins her so no one else will marry her and they have to get married now. But he literally like, gives her no choice. Like, she's betrothed to one of her other good friends proposes to like protect her because everyone knows, it's public knowledge that this vast estate is part of her dowry. So now her like I guess he's a friend. I don't know if he's a childhood friend, but he's like a current friend. Offers to marry her to protect her, but she knows it's just to get the land. And now we have Bourne, who makes sure that she looks ruined. Well, she is ruined now because of things they did together that night, without going like all the way. But it's good so far. I'm actually really enjoying it, and I'm paying attention to it, which is even better. That's a better sign.
Good morning, everybody. I'm finally in a different place, back in front of my bookshelves, because I finally cleaned off the Halloween stuff. It is Saturday, right? Yeah, it's Saturday. It's Saturday. I promise. It's definitely Saturday. It's before 8 o'clock. I just woke up like not even an hour ago. I am off this weekend, thank God. Not normally, but like a lot of the time I do work Saturdays, but I'm off this Saturday. I work next Saturday, and then I'm following Saturday's Christmas, so I'm off that weekend as well, which is super exciting. So I'm gonna give you a little bit of an update. I know I didn't update yesterday. I didn't really do a whole lot of reading yesterday. I should say I did a decent chunk of reading like in the afternoon, but I didn't bother to update just because I honestly didn't feel like it. So I am, let's see, 57% of the way through A Rogue by Any Other Name by Sarah McLean, and I am having such a blast with this story. And I do know there's two, I think it's a trilogy. I think there's 2 other books in the series, because she has 2 sisters, and then he has 2 partners in his gambling hell. So there's Temple, and there's another one. There's Bourne, Temple, and oh my god, I literally just heard his name and I'm blanking on it. There's 3 of them. And I think that they're her 2 sisters, and then their 2 people are the other men, the other books in the series. They get the other 2 books. Anyway, I think I'm actually going to go read those because they sound really fun. Like right now, we're halfway through it, and they just had our heroine Penelope and Michael Bourne have had kind of a little argument where she was like, I never want you to touch me again. So to honor her wishes, he goes to his gambling hell, and he doesn't play anymore. He doesn't do the cards anymore. I think because of in his past, I think it doesn't mention like he had like an addiction, but I think just because of him losing his entire inheritance, and you know what kind of path that set him on, that he just doesn't partake anymore. So he'll sit at the table, but he doesn't play. So he's around with his partners and whoever else is there, watching them play the cards, and they're just kind of shooting the shit. And his friends are like you know, jabbing at him like jokes about like what you're newlywed, like what are you doing here, is she ugly, like what is going on? And then they just got into like a fight because one of them made a comment, and it was really funny. Anyway, I'm having a fun time with this story, so I'm having a lot more higher hopes with this one than I did with the first book, which of course was the group book, which I know so far from what I've seen, none of the hosts have even liked it. So that's it's amusing what it's like, because that's like, you're going in blind. They didn't know what they were picking. It just sounded like a cute Christmas story, which it would have been if it was executed differently. But anyway, so that's where I am with that. I think this one's probably, right now I'm at a 4-star, but I still got like 40% left to read. I think there's just under 6 hours left of it to listen to. So right now it's sitting at like a solid 4-star. It has the potential to go to a 5. I don't know if it'll go maybe it might, depending on how the book ends. It may go less than that, but as it stands right now, it's a solid 4. So the other book I started to read, Here in the Highlands by Suzanne Enoch. This is the one about the British soldier who inherits a Scottish, what did he inherit? Scottish lands. Inherited the massive Scottish Highlands title and the estate of a distant relation. So I only got like 20 some pages in. I was literally falling asleep as I was reading this. Not because it was boring, just because I was like so tired. So I got like 22 pages in. So like I got through the prologue and part of the first chapter, and I'm enjoying it. So we haven't even met our heroine yet, but like just the male character, and it's interesting to me, and I enjoy her writing. So the prologue is literally just him in a battle against the French, and the French cavalry is bearing down on them, and they're like, shit. So he literally has everyone take off their buttons, anything they can shove down the cannon to blow at these cavalrymen. And he's disobeying his commanding officer's orders to do this, and it's a whole thing. And that's pretty much just the first chapter, is them in battle, and then chapter 1 toward the end of the prologue, he gets pulled into his general's tent and is told that, hey, you know, we'll miss you, but you need to go. And he's like, what are you talking about? Because his uncle, great uncle, someone distant relation has died and left him a dukedom. So it was the Duke of Latimer. Your distant uncle was the Duke of Latimer, owner of several small estates in England and one exceedingly large one in Scotland. They and the title are now yours, your grace. So yeah, and it's just a huge like culture shock for him, and he's just like all of a sudden he's in charge of all of this land, and he's got, I think, 3, there's 2 estates in England and then the huge one in Scotland, but the one in Scotland is the one that's the issue, because it belongs to McKittrick Castle. And supposedly the patriarch of the clan was hanged by the first King George because he was a very vocal Jacobite. And then before he died, he supposedly put a curse on the castle. And I don't know if I got to the part where they say what the curse is. I don't remember. I'll have to like go. This is like literally around where I was falling asleep, so I don't remember a lot of it. Anyway, but it's 20 pages in and I'm actually really enjoying it so far. So hopefully this one will get progressively better and I'll keep my attention and I will fly through it this weekend.
Hey, Tyler. He was sleeping, but I turned the camera on and it woke him up. What are you doing? I don't know if I've ever shown him in a video before, but he decided to come up and hang out. All right, so it is 7:30 on Sunday, which is the final day of the readathon. I unfortunately am not going to be able to get through my... Ooh, I just lost my page. My final book. I had plans of finishing it today, but this morning which you'll see in a different video, because I was going to add it to this one, but I thought it would be too much. I did a little bit of book shopping this morning and came home with 20 books, which was not intentional. And then I just have been lazy all day. I started trying to read and fell asleep sitting in this chair. I promise I have gotten up since then. But I just I kept falling asleep and just not really doing much of anything. And my neck, I think I slept definitely at a weird angle last night because my neck has been sore all day and I cannot find a comfortable position for it. But on my drive to the store that I went to this morning, I did finish A Rogue by Any Other Name by Sarah McLean, the audiobook I was listening to, and I'm going to give it 4 stars. I enjoyed it immensely. I especially cannot wait. There's 4 books in the series. The epilogue for the first book was like a sneak peek at the next book, and yes, please, I'm very excited to listen to it. My Hoopla has all of the books on audio, so I think after I finish, I still have 2 more Bridgerton books to listen to. So after I finish those 2, I think I'm going to go back and listen to the others of that series. At least definitely the next book. I don't know what... We'll see how I feel about the last 2. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. I had a fun time. I would have liked a little bit more of the gambling hell aspect of it. I mean, there was a few scenes in there and the ending. Excuse me, sir. And the ending was actually a really fun time. I'm sorry this angle was like terrible, but I'm so slouched down. Yeah, the ending was a fun time. Do you mind? He keeps hitting me in the face. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. I totally lost my train of thought. But yeah, I had a fun time with it. I would have liked a little bit more of the gambling aspect, like I said. But it was still, we got some scenes in there with her in there, and I was excited to find out they had like a women's part of it. But yeah, so then I read, I'm about 112 pages into Hero in the Highlands by Suzanne Enoch. I literally sat here and read probably about 100 pages just now. I know it's 7:30 about. It is 7:30 on Sunday night, and the live show is at 8, which I want to watch. So I'm going to say that I'm definitely not going to finish this book tonight. It's not long. I still have like 250 pages probably left to read, and I definitely am not going to finish that tonight. But I'm really enjoying this. The fact that I sat here and read 100 straight pages without getting distracted or whatever, it's a good sign. It's a good sign that this is intriguing, and I'm really enjoying it. I love books, like I said, books set in Scotland, set in the Highlands. So we have our hero, who is a major in the British Army. He's pulled out of the war in Spain to take control of his new dukedom that he inherited, and he has no idea how to do any of it. He's used to leading men in battle and taking care of soldiers, not farmers and women and children and elderly that are part of his estate, I guess. And there's a interesting scene in here where he can't get comfortable sleeping in the bed in the laird's chamber, so he sleeps on the floor. And there's supposedly this curse surrounding the castle, and that it's like haunted, and it's gonna fall to ruin if it ever falls in the hands of an Englishman. And it's funny because a lot of the staff have booby traps, kind of like little pranks set up to kind of imitate a spirit being in the castle, and like knocking books off of shelves and tipping paintings and stuff. They're like through the secret passages and stuff. It's a fun time. I'm really enjoying this. It's entertaining. He finds out that the solicitor, or the person running the estate, which would have been our heroine Fiona's brother, it has actually disappeared and been gone, and she's been running things for the last however long, and has been kind of just not really lying about it. She just never told anybody that her brother up and disappeared. She took over for him. So he was in for a surprise when he comes to the doorstep of the castle and discovers that she's the person in charge. They hate each other just due to history. And we all know how the English treated the Scots in history, especially around this time, because this is 1812. And we know that the Culloden was, 1745? Something like that. So it's been, maybe like 60 years, 70 years since Culloden. So in the grand timeline of things, really not that long ago. Anyway, I'm babbling on. I'm enjoying this book. It's not going to be completed today for the end of the readathon, but I'm still going to count it because I read not more than half of it, but I read a decent... Hello. Did you want to lay down in my lap? Say hi. I read a decent amount of it, but I want to try to get some of this video edited together. I don't know. There's like pieces of it everywhere. So I don't know if I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it tonight. So I finished 2 books, technically 3, but one of them wasn't really part of the readathon. So I finished 2 books for the Historical Romance readathon, which is a win in my book. And I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog. I'm hoping that I didn't get to read at all the Tory Widow, which was the other book I had planned. So I may end up keeping that and actually doing the vlog I had originally intended that one for. I don't know if I still have the footage that I started with or not. I'll have to check. I hope to give you guys some more content soon, and I hope you guys have a fantastic week and a Merry Christmas, and I will see you hopefully soon in my next one. I don't know why I was making that face. That was a weird face. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Say bye. She's going who? Say bye to who?